Hey guys, Rexlent here. Welcome to the crash course, this time featuring Lupa. I'll just go straight into the rotation. It's really simple. Hopefully it answers your question for clicking into this video. Basically, Lupa's input is very similar to Bren. All you need to do is just press ultimate and then press basic all the way until her E skill, her resonance skill is shiny, and then you just press that skill and then you're done. It's the same as Bren. Press ultimate, press basic all the way until shiny resonance skill, and then press resonance skill. And then you switch to Bren and then switch to Changli. Like so. Ultimate. Spam basic. E skill. Bren in. Same thing, Bren. Ultimate. Spam basic again. And then E skill. Ready, Changli in. And then Changli, same thing, just do her forte. 2 times E. And then forte. Ultimate. Forte again. And then Lupa in. That's the rotation. So hopefully that answers your question when you click onto this video. Now let's go into the details. Alright, now that you know the practical rotation for her, let's go through the rest of her combo. Lupa has 4 basic attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And then 3 hit air combo. 1, 2, and 3. And notice how every time you attack with Lupa, she gains a forte gauge. And forte gauge is separated into 2 segments. Another fun thing about her basic combo is that if you pause a bit after her 3rd basic combo and wait for her to flash, there'll be a small flash. She can extend the combo all the way to her air combo. So 1, 2, 3, flash, like that. So it's something good to know if you want to go for a stylish play. So 1, 2, 3, flash, go up, and basic combo. She also has a 2-part plunge attack combo, jump and heavy. And then again, 2 parts. Now, what happens when you have half a gauge or full gauge? Simple, you press heavy attack to convert it into the wolf icon. Like so. Heavy attack 1, and press basic again. Heavy attack 2. And then you can do her enhanced resonance skill, her forte. So press E skill, like so. Like I said earlier, you press heavy attack and follow up with a single basic to convert the full gauge into 2 wolf icon. The other way to convert it is just by doing air combo. So you just jump, air combo all the way. See, like that? And then you press resonance skill. If you only have half a gauge, you can do the same thing by doing heavy attack or air combo to convert it, like that. But then this wolf icon will also go away in 12 seconds. So you want to quickly build up the second gauge to quickly convert it as well. So recommended to just do it at 100% gauge, at full gauge. It's also more seamless, just like heavy and then basic, and then you already have the resonance skill ready, enhanced resonance skill, like so. Now, to talk about her resonance skill is 2 parts to it. The first part, she's gonna place a mark on the enemy. You see how there's the wolf eye on the enemy? That means that the second part of the resonance skill is gonna deal increased damage to enemies with the mark. And another fun thing is that if she kills an enemy with the mark on, that is also going to reset her resonance skill, so you can constantly be spamming E skill on the enemy as long as you're constantly killing them. So something good to know. Resonance skill also gives quite a decent amount of forte as well as ultimate energy, so just don't forget to use it, like so. You can also hold resonance skill to do an air launcher, like that. Like so. And then you can chain it into her forte. That's the gist of Lupa. The short of it is just use ultimate. And then spam basic attack. Until E is shiny. And then press E again, resonance skill. Like so. Her ultimate is very similar to Bren. So after using ultimate and after using that shiny resonance skill right after ultimate, that can be activated by basic attack as well. That's why I tell you to just spam basic attack. Right after doing that, she's gonna gain an increase in charging up her forte. So that's why I said it's very similar to Bren. After using ultimate, see how the skill is shiny? Just press basic. and then spam basic. See how the gauge is already full? And then you spam basic all the way. She's gonna chain it herself to do her forte. and then use her Forte Resonance skill, like so. And that concludes the Lupa crash course for her moveset. Now let's move on to the details. Alright, so what Lupa's ultimate does is it provides 2 buffs for the team. One is called Glory, and another is called Pekhan. And it will be active for 35 seconds. All you need to know is that Glory provides fusion resist down for the enemy, and the more fusion you have in your team, the more bonus you'll get, up to 15% fusion resist when you go with a full fusion team. So the other buff, Pekhan, she's going to provide 6% attack increase and also 10% fusion damage bonus against bosses, up to 20% if you go with a full fusion team. And every time an intro skill is performed, that 6% attack increase is going to increase by another 6%, up to 18%. So TLDR, if you go with a full fusion team, Lupa can provide 20% fusion damage against bosses and also up to 18% attack increase. Basically, just pop ultimate and you're going to get all those buffs and fusion resist down for your team and against the enemy. So another interesting thing is that Lupa's ultimate will give you auto dodge for 3 times. So notice how I have 3 stacks down here on the bottom of my screen. It's gonna give you auto dodge. You will still take damage. So when you auto dodge like this, you still take damage, but you can go into dodge counter. So it's a dodge, but with damage taken. So that's an extra gimmick that you get with her ultimate. And just note that this stack is shared among the whole team. Now, as you saw in the rotation earlier, Lupa has a super intro attack, similar to Shorekeeper. After performing 2 intros from other party members, and then when you switch Lupa in, she's gonna do a super intro attack, and that deals a lot of damage. So let me show you all the indicators around this skill. First things first, once you use ultimate, you're gonna see a wolf mark icon below the boss's HP up there. That means her Pekhan and Glory is active. It's active for 35 seconds. So her super intro is only active as long as this icon is there. If you see that icon disappear, her super intro is not going to happen. That's one of the conditions to activate her super intro. Okay, so let me demonstrate to you. First things first, ultimate. Watch below the boss's HP. There's an icon there. That's the Pekhan. Just spam basic until resonance skill is shiny. Resonance skill shiny. Resonance skill. Brand in, same thing. Brand ultimate, and then basic all the way until resonance shiny. So you have 35 seconds to do this if you want to do Lupa's super intro attack. Resonance skill shiny, resonance skill, Changli in, same thing, do her Forte. Pekhan is still on. So I want ultimate or else it's gonna kill the boss. Let me show you the Lupa's ultimate. Lupa super intro, like so. So see, after you do that, it's gonna end Pekhan. There's no more mark on the boss. And then you'll have to do ultimate again if you want to activate the buff again. Like so. And now the buff is active again. So that's just something for you to know. Make sure that this eye mark icon is on the boss's HP if you want to ensure that Lupa is going to do her super intro after 2 intros from her team members. Now when it comes to weapons, signature weapon is obviously the best. It gives her damage and liberation bonus and also gives fusion bonus to the whole team at 24% up to 48%. And if you don't have her signature weapon, you can also use Ji Yan's signature weapon followed by Jin Si's, followed by the standard 5-star weapon. For her echoes, it's obvious you're going to be using Flaming Clawprint, the new set of echoes. For the 4-cost piece, you can go crit rate or crit damage. For the 3-cost, you go either fusion and attack or double fusion. Fusion attack edges out slightly a bit more than double fusion this time, only by like 1%-ish. It's negligible, but if you want to min-max, then fusion and attack. And then for 1-cost, the same thing, you go for attack percentage. And energy regen for Lupa, ideally you want 110%, and if you want comfy, you go for 120%. As for her skill, the most important one is Resonance Liberation and Intro skill. You want these 2 at 10, followed by Forte Circuit. And then lastly, it's Normal and Resonance skill. Normal and Resonance, you don't really have to prioritize making it level 10. And for her sequences, S0, R1 is already good enough. If you want to go further, then I recommend S2, followed by S3, followed by S6. S2 will give even more fusion damage to all resonators in the team, stacking up to 2 times, so up to 40% fusion damage bonus. S3 is also interesting. S3, all you need to know is that it removes the requirement to have 3 fusion teams to activate all the buffs for Lupa. And then 4 and 5 are minor boosts. So S6 has a couple of things here. S6 will give 30% ignore on her enhanced resonance skill, her ultimate, and her super intro. And her resonance skill will now immediately give a full gauge of Wolf Flame. Only happens once every 20 seconds. And the third thing is that her forte skill, the enhanced E, will be replaced with the enhanced E, the one that you get after doing her ultimate. And last but not least, this one is really big, is that casting intro skill will no longer end the buff of Pack Hunt and Glory. That means that you get to enjoy the full 35 seconds of the whole attack up, fusion resist down, and fusion boost to the whole team, even after she does her super intro. So you only go for S6 if you want Lupa to be like a really powerful team player, as well as potentially a solo character. Otherwise, S0 R1 is all you need. Team-wise, what you're seeing here is obviously the most ideal team for Lupa. I think everyone already knows this by this point. What if you don't have one of the characters like Changli or Bran? And of course, you can also substitute with Shorekeeper, and then Lupa and Bran. This is fine as well. If you still want to run a mono fusion team, then you can use anyone. Chixia and Mortefi works as well as Encore. So Lupa is pretty flexible. You either run full fusion mono team, or you put Shorekeeper and Verena in it with Lupa and then a third fusion character. So some extra gimmicks about Lupa is that she can run extra fast. Just go into dodge once, and then she'll go into a sprint mode like this. And then see how there's a buff below the screen. She's gonna do a dashing attack opener when you're sprinting like this. Like so. Another interesting thing is that Lupa has different plunge attacks. The one that you know from air combo, 1, 2, 3. Like this, and then there's also the heavy attack in mid-air, and then that one has a follow-up to this one. So you can also access this from basic air combo by doing 1, 2, 3, and then dodge counter, and then she's gonna go into that. So just something good for you to know when you're maybe stalling against bosses. One more interesting thing about Lupa is that after she does her enhanced resonance skill, the one where she sits on her flag, you can do this when you have 2 wolf mark, or you can also do this after you have ultimate. So let me demonstrate it to you. Okay, so when she sits on the flag like this, and then when you use another ally's ultimate, she's gonna do a follow-up attack. Like so. However, this does not count as a true coordinated attack, so this will not count towards somebody like Jinxi's forte. So yeah, that concludes the crash course for Lupa's guide. Consider leaving a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Class over. Bye bye.